Zuck the cuck drinks water like a duck, but he also drinks your data. So tell him and Google to shove your data up their schwing-schwangs by downloading the Brave browser. It's free, blocks online advertising, and protects your privacy and data from evil tech companies. You only see ads if you want to see them, and you get cryptocurrency for your attention. Don't let Zuck use you to make a buck. Download Brave by clicking on the link down below.
Howdy, lieutenants and economists. The most volatile, evil, disgusting things on the planet, humans. If you have a video request, you can always go to assholeconsulting.com. Yeah, I am gonna charge you, kids. And that is the importance of not fucking up.
You are such an asshole!
assholeconsulting.com, where military members get a huge discount, including this one, and this is... I'd like to say it doesn't wear me down, but it does after a while. And it's nothing about the client or anything you guys send in, but it's just, you know, this is me with my finger on the pulse. I'm like, wow, the pulse really sucks of society. Hello, prick. I enjoyed reading Reconnaissance Man. You write a damn sight better than you read. Thank you. Thank you. Change of pace. I'd like a YouTube video of you reading my situation, where I see myself in 10 years and you're giving me advice on the girls. The message starts here. Please don't read out the information in parentheses. He's a guy. We got that established. A younger guy. Not young, but youngish. Younger than me with no debt. He has a lot of savings. A lot. With a degree in STEM. Thanks to the military and the luck of a business venture that he went forth and did, he did not inherit any of what he has. I'm fairly successful in my field with another very curious intellectual endeavor. He works out regularly. He sends some pictures. This man is jacked. This guy is like, you'd see him and you're like, oh, he looks like a guy I could probably take, and then he'd proceed to beat the ever-living shit out of you because he is jacked. He has some of the most masculine hobbies ever. I'm entering into a career path which will see me netting conservatively good money of a lot of money. Dude, you could retire if you wanted to. You probably could. In about 10 years. I'm not saying you could retire in 10 years. I'm entering into a career path which will see me netting conservatively good money. Conservatively good money? That's good? That's spectacular. In about 10 years. My problem is where I see myself relationship-wise at the time. Here's one of the most masculine men, especially adjusting for his age, I've ever ran into. Now, here's where you're just like, oh. I'm one of those saps that doesn't enjoy casual sex and would WUV, he spells WUV, W-V, WUV, marriage, to pair bond. Surprise, surprise, girls in their 20s don't want that. So I get treated as a safe beta to be put on ice for after they've had their fun. Women in their 30s plus gush over me. I bet they do. You have got to be a piece of just refined filet mignon for starving dogs when you put yourself out to the... Holy cow. They could smell you like sharks in blood water. Women in their 30s plus gush over me because they see what a fat meal ticket I am and will become. Okay. I know this isn't part of your request, right? You cannot let women know anything about the spectacular money you have or you are making. You simply cannot. I had a... he was a surgeon. He was a surgeon. But he was promoted to the management of the hospital he was working at. And I'm this low-grade piece of shit. I run into guys like this. What do? What the fuck are you asking me for? But in seriousness, he couldn't find the girls either. And he got plenty of hot chicks showing up. I pick him up in my Ferrari or whatever the fuck. It wasn't a Ferrari. It's one of those more sensible, rich, middle-aged dudes drive like a Mercedes. I have my pimped out place on the lake. I'm like, dude, why are they just after me for my money? You cannot You come up with an alias, man. Come up with something else. Something that when you go to work, you're a carpenter. You're something else. You're something that you're not. Okay? And you don't tell them anything about what you really make or what you have saved up. Not at all. So you shouldn't let women know you're a meal ticket at all. Just let them think you're a dopey young guy who does dopey young guy things. Basically, I see myself around 40 with no financial worries, unable to enjoy the benefits of a long-term relationship with a cute and somewhat wised-up early mid-20-something cutie. I'm instead surrounded by dried-up boring skanks looking for a handout. Is this just a modern reality? Going to have to face, or do things really improve after men turn 30? Thanks. All right. I have a video out there titled something like, prepare for the statistical reality you'll be single forever. You'll never marry, or something like that. And once again, I'll go through this again. Your generation and millennials and some of Gen X as well, younger especially, but the younger generations have not been trained or conditioned to get married at all. I'm talking about the women, especially women. Men have not trained to be conditioned one thing or another. There's been no propaganda or anything invested in you. But young women have definitely been propagandized, invested in, trained basically to not want you, to not need you. Maybe want is one thing, but it really is a want, like as long as you come in on the check mark. And you're seeing that in younger gals. It is their career, it is their education. And I know you could say it's more extreme elements of feminism, but it doesn't change the fact that women are told multiple times by authority figures, including the teachers, sometimes they're even their own parents, definitely college and especially media, that they don't need you. Which is true. They don't need you. But it's almost become like this is, like if you have a man, if you live your life for a man, if you live your life to get married, you have failed. You're not independent. You're not strong, whatever else that is. And so a heavy reprioritization has occurred among young women today, where most of them put their career and education first, okay? Then their life experiences. And then third, and then there's some reason to that, like, oh yeah, you're young, go have your life experiences now. So it's not completely unanchored from reality. But in between turning men into the competitors on the good end to sometimes turning you into the enemy. You're the enemy. You're the adversary. You're the bad guy. Women are no longer viewing men as something to love and cherish. You are a check mark. The check mark of having it all. Education first, career second, life experiences third, children maybe even fourth. And somewhere along there comes a guy, so men aren't totally kicked off this checklist, but it is a checklist. It is not love. And this is what I've seen, not only empirically through the many, many, many years of old fart wisdom I have seen, but logically as I deduced it in the later book that might be coming out called How Not to Become a Millennial. Not only have men been, you're no longer number one in their life, but marriage and a husband is a check mark for them. You're a thing. Oh, I want to get an SUV, and I want, come up with the things you'd like. Well, I would like this video game, and I would like this, and I would like a wife with kids. That's the level it is. No training, none, has gone into altruism, selflessness. This is another human being. What is this human? What are the wants and what are your responsibilities? What are the requirements? What are your obligations? None of that is put into what is it to be a wife, and on the same token, what is it to be a husband? But the onus and focus is telling women they don't need you. And so now, since this, I hate to use the word paradigm, but this philosophy, this concept of checklist, robotic, Borg, check, 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 check. It is a check. A lot in the minds of many young women today, albeit not consciously, you're viewed as a thing. You're a check mark. You're a hurdle. You're a milestone. It's not, wow, I like this guy, holy shit. And also because of the check mark and the way the program, men are not put first in women's lives anymore. All right? It's a brilliant, and I applaud it, it's brilliant social engineering. Amazing social engineering. How you could convince people to ignore the biology and to take action, maybe not at their core and the heart of hearts, souls of souls, because again, half a bottle of red wine in after they didn't drink it. Man, okay, we're not here to talk about what lurks in the hearts of people. We're talking about what people effectively put forth in the real world to the rest of society. It has been an outstanding feat of social engineering, convincing damn near half the population to ignore the biological drives. It's just brilliant. I really do mean that. I'm not even being facetious in the least. I think it's amazing how they convinced half the population that love and the opposite sex was not for them. And for now coming up on 3 generations to take action on that. It's brilliant. So the larger point I'm trying to make with this is that your generation especially, and given your age and that I think you'd like to date younger, you're now going into Gen Z territory. By the time you're 40, it may be even younger Gen Z or whatever the next generation if you're going to date a girl in her 20s. And I don't see any change in what's being taught in schools or society or by parents. You have to understand that, especially in your generation, especially the millennials, and thus far it seems Gen Z and younger, nothing's changed. We could have all the divorce in the world. No one learns. I thought, again, Gen X would learn from the baby boomers and not get divorced, and we go back. Nope, that didn't happen. We're just getting divorces, well, not as much as the baby boomers, but we give an honorable effort. People in your generation are not being programmed or trained, not even programmed, just they're not being trained, they're not being given the wisdom, like, look, what is the purpose of life? Oh, do you like boys? Okay, well, the only purpose in life is love. Okay, now, the number one person you're going to love is going to be your spouse. So maybe you ought to train and da-da-da-da-da. No, none of that goes, and for men either, but the onus and emphasis, again, is more on women. And so, girls, and you're seeing it. That's all you're seeing. It's not you. It's not the place you're staying in. It's not your neighborhood. It's not your zip code. This is how it is. That is your generation. Which is why I put that video together, is prepare for the statistical chance you're never going to marry or not going to find a wife or a husband or whatever it is, because nobody is trained to do that. Now, as you rightly point out, women in their 30s are gushing over you. I think it's also because you're a ripped dude. You got to be telling them somehow. You got to be giving a tell somehow they know you got the money. And so, yeah, now they're ready in their 30s. Because that was the programming, that was the schedule. Okay, you party in your 20s, now you're in your, okay, now it's time to settle down and get serious. You go to the man store, you get a man. But yeah, if basically I see myself around 40 with no financial worries, unable to enjoy the benefits of a long-term relationship with a cute and somewhat wised up early mid-20s something cutie, I'm instead surrounded by dried up boring skates looking for a handout. Is this just modern reality I'm going to have to face? Or do things really improve after men turn 30? That is the reality you're going to have to face. And things improve for men because men in their 30s they upgrade from the dopey, dumbass 20-something, to the 30-year-old who's actually starting to make a little bit of money, has his own place. He had the shit kicked out of him in his 20s. Now he's making wiser financial decisions. But the problem for you is you've already are you even 30 yet? I don't even know. Whatever. I don't think you're in your 30s yet, because you're saying, do things really improve for men ever? Yes, they do in general, but you're already improved. You've already gone through it, and again, you wanted me to keep this stuff anonymous. You've gone through an amazing amount of shit that made you grow up real quick and become a man. And you have already achieved what most men, very few men, could ever achieve in their lifetimes. You're an ubermensch. And so things will get better for you in your 30s, but you've already gone through that galvanization process from a dopey dude bro boy into like a dopey dude bro man. we never stop being dopey. you're just going to make more money. If that make you, you're going to, instead of the ungodly sum of money you have in your bank account in your mid-30s, you're going to have an even more ungodly sum of money. You've already galvanized yourself into steel. You've already forged yourself from coal into a diamond. You're just going to be a more valuable diamond. But in terms of finding marriage, no. I mean, Cappy, I threw in the towel in my 30s because I got, what is it? A gal that I said I didn't want to sleep with anymore. She hit me. I get stood. I mean, the regular shit. It was already proto happening back then many years ago. And I gave up. I was done. I don't care how much I could get laid and all. It didn't matter. It wasn't worth it anymore. So I can't imagine what it's like now. I mean, I got an idea because I have my agents in the field sending back field reports. It's like, wow. And what you're experiencing in your own personal life is 100% confirmed and corroborated, but with other guys your age or other guys that are in the dating scene. It is no girls are looking to get married. Now, let me see here. What lakes and extents are you going to go to find a quality woman? I'd be willing to travel. It's the sappiness that makes it so that I feel like I need to get to know a woman before I invest time. And there's nothing, look, you want to get married, all right? There's nothing wrong with that. That's what you're programmed to do. You need to accept the chance that you may never get married. You cannot lessen and accept for less than what you are willing to marry. Don't compromise, because you'll just end up getting divorced anyway. You need to get to know a woman before you invest time in her. I understand that. That's 100% normal. That's tough to do over the internet in a brief meeting. Maybe I have to change with the times. Yeah, but you have to go with the internet. You're going to have to date. Look, you got to put it in the work. All right? Your choices are this. You can either go MGTOW. In your case, I'd say ghost, because I don't see you wasting your time on the internet. Women suck. Oh my God, I hate women. I can see you going ghost and just doing your thing, and if a girl happens to come along, fine. Or, if you got the time, yeah, dude, you got to put in the effort. You're going to have to go out there and find it. Now, I got a couple gals, coincidentally, statistically timed, very pretty young ladies that are looking for traditional men. So I'm going to set you up with them, okay? But this is why I got to the question, are you willing to travel? Because, dude, you got it. To date doesn't take that much. Fine, go on Tinder or whatever it is. Ask a girl out locally. Yeah, be prepared. But right now, if you're in the marriage market, you need to cast a huge-ass net and have a very fine netting. So you go online and use the internet for that. You go on a dating site, you set your range to 1,400 miles, whatever the radius of the United States is. You have every list. No single moms, no STDs, no that, You go through it, and then the handful that you got to go fly out to them. That's one thing I try and convey to people. Okay, so you're going to spend $1,000 or $2,000, maybe $5,000 over the course of a year going to a bar or a nightclub to meet girls locally. But you won't spend $500 to go fly out somewhere and meet a girl for a date that has all these qualities and characteristics that make it much more likely. So that's the strategy I'm going to recommend for you. Yeah, you're going to have to use the internet. Go online, do a massive search. And with your cash, you should be able to afford to fly out there. But you don't say you can afford to fly out there. You say, well, my company is flying me out there. I got to do some work, babe. But maybe we could go and meet up. And that's what I would do in your case. I'll also introduce you to these girls. There. Photos. Yeah. And you're going to go on to do this more amazing shit. And then there's some pictures here of this kid. Guy who could kill me in half a second. Here's the problem. There's only one problem. Only one problem. Despite what you've gone through in life, you look like you were 12 years old. You got a baby's face. I would have thought your trials and tribulations would have. If you read through your resume, you should look like Jack Donovan. That's what you should look like. And instead, I got this 12-year-old kid Like, I see a picture of you with your shirt off here. Ladies, he's completely jacked, but there's a 12-year-old boy head stuck on top of this 30-odd-year-old man's body. And you got a receding hairline. That's not going to help you. What I do is Rich Cooper it up. Grow some facial hair. You need to grow some facial hair, man. I don't know if you can. I'm looking at that face. I'm like, gee whiz. Can you grow a beard? Try and grow something. And then be prepared to shave this all off because that day is coming. Not right now. You still got some on top of you. You're fine. But you do have a receding hairline. It's an inevitability that you're going to do. But if you can get the beard, get some facial hair because you need to age your face. You really, I mean, God, he looks like he's in high school, frankly. And I can see where the 30-year-old women look at you like, ooh, look at him. He's a little boy. Ooh, giggity. Like there's a corruption aspect there. They want to corrupt you is what it is. I can totally see that. But yeah, you're going to have to age up somehow. See if you can get a beard. See if you can go. I know it's petty and stupid, but that's something I would do. And then you be prepared that it's not today, but the day is coming. I mean, maybe just test it. Shave your head with the facial hair. See where that gets you. See if that changes things. But yeah, dude, I'm sorry. Terribly sorry. All right, so there you go. You have to operate from the premise you are statistically unlikely to find a wife. But if you really want to, you have to change tactics because dating locally, and you're not going for dates, you're going for marriage. Okay, so you go online, profile. I am only interested in marriage. No single moms. If you have religious requirements, put it in there. Whatever the deal breakers are, you must have these things. And don't worry, you put 5 or 6 of those in there, you're going to whittle out 99.9% of the population so that there will only be one girl in Houston or one girl in Denver you got to go fly and meet. And then you take the war to them. That's how it's going to work. All right, ladies, if you want a nice man, here he is. Where can I find a man? Questions, answers, links down below. Military discount. And always check your spam. And remember, at Asshole Consulting, we have a phone number now because I wanted a flip phone. You can do that all day. Look at that. Which I charge an egregious fee for. Send me an email if you want to talk on the phone. All right, we'll see you guys later. Toodles.